Hey, what's going on? This is Daniel Weidlein at BioSoul Music, and I'm here today talking to you about Hammock Hill Audio. Hammock Hill is in Austin, Texas. They're a small batch, handmade preamp company, audio company. I know they have other stuff in the works coming down the pipeline, but right now they have 2 preamps out in the world. And I'm going to be talking to you first today about their PreQ22. This is their flagship preamp in a single channel 500 series format. And this thing is just packed full of features, really the most robust feature set I've ever seen in a 500 series preamp. So I'm going to talk you through that and talk about why I find it really great and how I've used it so far. And then we'll go from there. So right here at the top, everything that Hammock Hill makes has 3 switches at the top. There's a polarity switch, a pad, and a phantom power, of course. And then right below that, you have a stepped gain knob. And then below that, again, everything that Hammock Hill makes has this high-pass filter built in. It's a variable knob here with a switch that you can take it in and out to A/B. And I just so love having a high-pass filter built into a preamp. I really like to use analog compression on the way in when I'm recording. And to be able to high pass before you hit a compressor is really important, so you don't have some unneeded, unwanted low-end stuff that's just existing in the room that you're not even aware of, affecting how your compressor is reacting. You'll see a Tree Audio console here behind me, and I'm just low-passing almost everything I hit there unless I'm specifically using some low-end material, some bass, some kick, whatever. Otherwise, and even my kick, more often than not, I have a little bit of low pass on there just so that I'm not compressing stuff below 20 hertz that is just completely unnecessary. So then below that high pass filter here on the PreQ22, we have a 2-band parametric EQ. We have a low band that goes from 40 hertz to 400 hertz, and then a high band that goes from 2000 hertz to 20,000 hertz. And it is really, really great to be able to dial in some EQ on a preamp on the way into things. You'll see I have a couple racks of 500 series stuff here. Before I built this studio and was very mobile with my rig, I normally had a preamp feeding into an EQ, feeding into a compressor right there on my 500 series rack. And to be able to have that EQ built into the preamp is really, really special. I really like to dial in exactly what I want my signal to sound like with EQ before I hit a compressor so that I know I'm compressing my signal the right way. And to be able to do that in a single channel is really special. Everything on this unit sounds really, really great. These EQs are really transparent. There's a switch here to be able to easily take it in and out so I can A/B and see if that's the EQ that I want. And then right below that, everything that Hammock Hill makes has an output attenuator at the bottom, a volume knob, which is really great to be able to dial in exactly the gain that I want, independent of how much signal I'm sending out of the preamp itself. I think Hammock Hill would be very happy to acknowledge that as you turn up this gain knob, you're going to get a little more color, you're going to get a little more saturation. That's part of this preamp that they've built, and I really love that. I like color in my preamps. I have some perfectly transparent preamps, and that's not what I'm reaching for the PreQ22 for. I really like that it has some color in it, but I can dial in how much color I need with my gain knob, and then if it's going to be a little too much volume, I can easily attenuate that on the way out a little bit, which is really, really great. These PreQ22s, I have a pair of them. I've been using a lot on piano lately. I love being able to dial in the EQ on my piano before I hit a compressor. I very often am using analog compression on piano before I hit my converters and go into my DAW. And so I love being able to EQ that before I hit the compressor. I also have used the PreQ22 on a number of vocals on different sessions. I really love being able to dial in some crispness on that high end for a pop vocal. Love being able to really find some warmth in the low end if I want something that's a little more R&B focused. And have just really loved the versatility of this preamp. It sounds really, really great. And to be able to have that much control, I can't say it enough, in a single channel of 500 series is really, really special. So I highly encourage you to check out the PreQ22, to check out everything that Hammock Hill is making. And I know that this is a preamp that is going to be in a regular rotation of preamps that I reach for in my workflow here at BioSoul Music. So check out Hammock Hill Audio and stay tuned for more.